week and trying to get to the bottom of the issues. See if we can unravel some of the issues, dissect, sink our teeth into another juicy dilemma. Well, my name is Helen Apia Ampofo, and I've got my trusty co-pilots here. As always, Miss Judy is in the building. Miss Judy, good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Why am I getting a ma? Not a good evening, ma. Good evening to you. Looking very radiant in orange. What made you decide to pick this color today?
I think it looks like it's the same.
Bit similar. Me, when I picked it, I needed vim for my morning, vim for my day.
I don't know.
That is what hubby ironed for you. So you took it like, hey, oh dear, be a dear, do, no, they're not there. They're both chaskele. In any case, I also have another very special guest in the studio, Peter Rock, presenter MIG Radio. Peter, good evening. Good to see you.
Good evening. Thank you.
Are you ready to help our lady of the week?
Yes, of course. I'm set.
You're set.
Yes.
Okay, good. Very shortly, Miss Judy will be telling us exactly the nature of today's sticky situation. So don't go anywhere. This one is of epic proportions. But do make sure that you follow us also on the socials at 3FM 92.7 across the board. Find us on X, Instagram, and also on Facebook. Make sure you join in the discussions. We'll read out your thoughts, comments, your suggestions, even your questions. Do keep them coming. But this is still Keeping It Real on 3FM 92.7.
Now, Accra University, Papa, and one Heritage Christian University College. Yeah, what am I saying? Stadium Nechi. Very serene environment for studies. And then my heritage. 860 a Christ-centered university.
And 92.7. Make me sweat.
Hello and welcome back. This is Keeping It Real on 3FM 92.7. I'm here with Miss Judy and Peter, and we're attempting this evening to unravel yet another sticky situation. Miss Judy, without further ado, let's get into it. Another sticky situation. You guys can't seem to stay out of trouble for too much time.
We love trouble.
We love trouble. Ghanaian women love trouble. In any case, let's get into our dilemma of the week. Miss Judy, take us away.
Okay. Hello, ladies. I hope you are doing well. I tossed and turned about opening up as far as my dilemma is concerned because I haven't been able to open up to my friends or even my sister, whom I'm so close with. I've been with my fiancé Adams for 3 years and we have a 1-year-old. By all accounts, it's a solid relationship. And other than Adam's long working hours, I'm generally satisfied with our relationship. I should say actually, I was satisfied with our relationship until our world was shattered about 4 months ago. One would not guess that, however, because in the last 4 months, I've been showered with all manner of gifts, including a brand new car. I'm the envy of all my friends. Little do they know these gifts have come as a price, a very hefty price, my sanity. 4 months ago, I followed my intuition and found that Adams was involved romantically with his assistant at work. He says they had only been intimate twice, and this is because he says I've changed since having a baby. He cried, seemed remorseful, and then began to shower me with gifts. I'm feeling happy. I was ready to walk away, but more ready to drive my new car, my Benz. I think I've opened the door to an unwholesome precedent. Just last week, Adams raised his voice at me when I asked why his assistant was still texting him. Feeling remorseful for that outburst, he booked me and my best friend a spa weekend. I'm very worried that this affair is far from over, and now I've traded my relationship for gifts. Would returning gifts restore the balance in this relationship? Should I walk away? Do these gifts reaffirm how sorry he is? Is there a price for forgiveness? And am I the only ultimately paying it? How do we recover?
Well, that is our dilemma of the week, guys. A very sticky one, as I mentioned at the start of the program. Our lady, let's call her. She wanted to be kept anonymous, of course. Maybe we'll call her Amma. We'll call her Amma for ease of reference. So Amma says that she's been with her partner for some 3 years now. They have a 1-year-old. And she says, by all accounts, it's a good relationship, a solid one. And she has no real problems. Well, that was until 4 months ago. She found out, women were very intuitive. So we have our own detective ways, our own means and ways by which we find things out. She didn't disclose how she did her Googles, as I like to call it, but she did her Googles, and the search engine gave her the results that she needed. And the search engine said, yes, affirmative. Adams is in fact cheating, and she found out that this was with his assistant at his place of work.
Right.
Following that, he's showering her with all manner of gifts, even a brand new car. And she's thinking, well, that was enough to soften the blow. Then recently she finds some more incriminating information. He blows up at her, but to say sorry, he buys her or gives her spa weekend with her friends, and she's saying, has she opened the floodgates for this kind of behavior? Is there a price to pay? And what is your price? Also engage with us on the socials. We are at 3FM 92.7. Find us on X, on Instagram, and also on Facebook, where we're streaming. And let's hear your comments as well on Facebook. A number of you already weighing into it. Is it okay? Is it enough for your partner to say sorry with gifts? Or have you, what shall I say? Have you opened the floodgates for this to be the norm? Miss Judy, would you accept a brand new car as an I'm sorry? Or for you, once that line has been crossed, no amount of a crow and a new car and a new whatever it is will be able to buy back your loyalty? Aye, Miss Judy.
I'll book you appointment. I'll book your appointment on a non-serious. Yeah, why not?
So a gift is enough to buy your loyalty.
It's not buying me loyalty.
It's buying your loyalty.
And don't give you anything.
They give you headache.
Yeah. They actually don't even act remorseful. The thing is, people have ways of showing that they are remorseful. That's his way of showing that I'm really sorry. some will just kneel down, cry, and blah blah blah. But he's actually buying a gift. Accept it, especially the spa.
But it seems as though it's now becoming a pattern of.
Yeah, because he keeps cheating, so he needs to ask for forgiveness. And that's
So
why
every
he's-
time that happens,
Of course,
you
she's
accept a
rich.
gift.
Hi.
Peter, has she sold her loyalty
Yes,
for
of
whatever
course.
the gifts that she's going
Yes,
to
of
get?
course.
Because now it's reached a point where if she says she wants to go back, you've allowed it to go forward.
You see, one thing we forget to do as partners when we are in relationship is, why should I accept a gift in an exchange of doing something wrong so that I'm
you can
forgiven?
accept tears for forgiveness.
Of course, I can, and that shouldn't be the only stage where you give me a gift. It shouldn't be that if I offend or if I do something that hurts you, that you now give me something that I should let it go. That shouldn't be the case. You understand? If we understand each other well as partners, we should be forgiving each other no matter what the situation.
She didn't ask for the gift.
She didn't ask.
Of course, she didn't.
If she didn't ask, why is she saying that? Why is she doubt whether she should walk away or she should continue?
Because she accepted it in the first case.
And so I am making a point that the guy shouldn't use that as a basis to make her stay. That should not happen.
That's an interesting perspective
Yes.
there, Peter.
If I am at fault with you, we know gift is something that we give to somebody without taking anything.
That's right.
And forgiveness is letting something that has hurt us most go. So if I am pleading for you to forgive me, to let what I've done to you that has hurt you to go, why should I give something in an exchange? It shouldn't be so. That shouldn't happen. Relationship entails a lot.
That's right.
You understand? So if I want to make a journey with you, we've stayed for 4 good years. So does it mean that is the only time I am receiving those gifts? Or those gifts have been coming?
It seems as though this is a new kind of
A new trend.
a new trend, especially based on what she's found. But Peter, hold that thought for me. And let's also add into the conversation Mr. Frank Yeboadatsi. He's a lead counselor, happily married for life. Oh, apologies. We seem to have lost Frank on the phone lines. We'll try and reconnect with him and he'll lend his voice to the conversation. Give us a counseling perspective on what this means for a marriage. But Peter, you were getting to a point.
Yeah.
Walk us through it.
So I was trying to establish something that,
Sure.
look, if we have stayed for 4 good years, and all those 4 good years, all this while, at this point, 4 months ago, that those gifts started coming, I think it is not right. That shouldn't happen.
Right.
If those 4 years, those gifts were coming, fine. But all of a sudden, because I've gone wrong, I've hurt you, I want to let something go. Now that I'm beginning to give something for you to decide whether you will stay or you walk away. Relationship shouldn't be that way. If we really want to forge and go forward for so many years, it shouldn't be that I will use something to make you stay. And it means that you are not sacrificing for anything. There should be a sacrifice within the two of us who are going through this thing. We the youth of today, it's like we're trying to use worldly things to make, excuse my language, to say that I want to make you fall in love with what I have, which shouldn't be. So our forefathers, and if you look into details about how our forefathers, our parents have come, they never use these things to establish their relationships and marriages. So why is it that we have to use something to make somebody, to allow somebody decide that, okay, because you have given me this,
Hey,
I'll
I'm
let
sure
it go.
people have said sorry with a fleet of cows and a head of
People are
sheep.
doing
I'm
it.
sure, but maybe in your grandfather's time, he too, when he went to Chiti, he said sorry with what do you call it, cola nuts and all of that. But bear with me, Peter. Let's again welcome into the conversation Frank Yeboadatsi, lead counselor, happily married for life. Frank, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, and good evening to all the panelists and your listeners.
I'm not sure if you've had a chance to hear our dilemma of the week, so you can weigh in on that. Are you privy to the details of our anonymous dilemma of the week?
I was listening to you, so I think I know quite well what you're dealing with.
Okay. Well, what do you make of this? Has she opened the floodgates for this to continue to happen? She's already accepted a few gifts, as a I'm sorry and a please forgive me. Now something has happened. There are more gifts being showered on her, and she says, well, how do we recover? How do we set new boundaries? Have I traded my loyalty now for gifts? Weigh in on this for us, please, Frank.
Generally, when it comes to the issue of gifts being given as a sign of remorse, it's not new. It's actually a traditional thing that has been there for ages, where you wrong someone, even within marriage. When you wrong your wife, you are allowed to bring something to say, I am sorry that I did this to you. It's not a new thing. That's what we have to establish first, that
Sure.
It's not something new. And it's supposed to show that you're very remorseful, and you're not just remorseful by words, but actually you want to show it with a gesture, with a gift, to show that you really mean what you are saying. But the challenge that we're dealing with goes beyond that. The challenge is that now it has become a trend.
That's
It
right.
has become something that he's using multiple times, and that means that he's actually abusing that gesture which is acceptable. So he's going beyond what is acceptable. If it's one-off, and we always say in marriage and relationships, if you do one bad thing, you have to do 5 good things to cancel out. So if you do a lot of good things, that's great. But if it becomes a trend that anytime you do something wrong, you think you're giving a gift to buy the forgiveness, then it becomes a problem.
Mm.
And I think that is what is happening gradually as becoming repetitive. So in her case, she has to stand her ground and make it clear that, look, I accepted a gift because I felt you were remorseful about what you did, and everybody loves a gift.
I mean, it's
Well,
a brand new car.
Yes, of course. Everybody, I love a brand new car. You love one. Everybody loves one.
Exactly.
So it's keeping it real. Yes, everybody loves a gift. And so she's not any different from anybody, but she has to make it now clear that, look, I love the gifts you give me. I took the gifts for the first 2 times because I was of the view that you were very remorseful and you actually wanted to go the extra mile. But I want to make it clear that if this doesn't end, if the affair doesn't end, if you don't stop cheating, you don't stop doing things that are against the vows that we have taken, I am going to step out. I think that is the boldness that she has to get at the moment and be able to make that statement clearly. Even
Important.
before another issue comes up. She shouldn't wait for the next time when an issue comes up and the gift comes and then she knows how to deal with it. But right now, after taking the second gift of a spa with her girls, she should make it clear to the husband, to Adams, that please, I don't think that this is a trend that I'm going to continue with. If you do anything wrong and you go beyond it, I would have to walk away from this marriage.
Absolutely.
Or we have to deal with it in a more open way. So that's, I think, the point I want to make.
Okay. Now, if they decide to move forward and move past the cheating, what are some top tips that you would give to this lady and to Adams to move forward? Because, not all relationships can or will survive cheating, but for many others, there is a chance to rebuild and reconnect. What advice would you typically give for people who have faced this type of drama in their relationship and sincerely want to move forward?
It depends on I would say that when it comes to cheating, you need to study the root cause of what is happening. There are different kinds of cheaters. There are people who randomly find themselves in a situation and they cheat. There are people who feel that it is okay to cheat and they are very comfortable with it. They feel that it's part of being, sometimes they feel it's part of being a man. And so you definitely have to cheat. So you need to understand the kind of person you're dealing with. If it happens to be the case where it's happening a number of times and you know that this person doesn't really feel any remorse about what he is doing or if she is doing and the cheating is becoming, there's no point that you should think that over time this person is going to change. It's not going to change. But for cases where it's a random thing, somebody goes to a party and gets intoxicated and does something wrong, those kind of situations happen. Those kind of situations, it's easier for you to deal with a person, and the person is very remorseful about it, and the person starts to take actions to ensure that he doesn't find himself in the same situation that will let him cheat. So it depends on what you're dealing with. So immediately you identify the kind of cheater you're dealing with, then you can move and decide, can I really, will this person change? Will I be able to run my whole life with this person?
Frank, thank you so much for that perspective and thank you for these top tips. Hopefully our lady is listening and will, learn a thing or two and decide whether or not she's going to be able to move forward in her relationship. So Frank, thank you so much again for joining us.
I just want to add that Adam, like a lot of men, should get this straight, that it is not okay to cheat.
Frank, you're shaking tables, or you're shaking tables this evening.
I want to shake that table.
Shake it for us.
It is not okay to cheat. The fact that you may have cheated before or whatever, please, men should understand that it is not okay. It's not what we are supposed to do as men. We need to be able to control ourselves better. We need to not feel that it is okay, you're a man and it's the man's world, and do that. And that's exactly the kind of impression I get about Adams. And I think that, like other men, he should step away from that impression.
All right, Frank. Thank you. Thank you so much for that perspective. So grateful that you could spend some time with us here on Keeping It Real. Frank has spoken. A word to the wise is in the north. So Frank has also given us his perspective as a lead counselor. And he said even with moving forward, like, Sally once said cheater, always said cheater. Do cheaters ever reform?
Oh, yes, of course.
Hey, Peter, you are speaking with a lot of vim and
Yes,
authority.
yes,
How
yes,
do you
yes.
know that people who cheat can reform? Are you a pastor?
Something.
Are you a past cheater?
I am not really. But
Have you cheated before?
Oh yes, of course.
Hey,
I can say that.
of course.
Oh,
That means
look,
it's a
we
rite
have-
of passage.
We
He said yes, of course.
We have types of cheating.
Hey.
You-
Now, we
is it-
have types of cheating. Break
Yes.
it down for us, Peter.
Look,
What are the
I-
different
if-
types?
If you are my partner and I'm chatting with you on WhatsApp,
Yes.
the type of chat I should have with you shouldn't be to this sister with me here.
So it has to be different.
So, yes. So the way I chat with you, if I'm chatting to her the same way, which is not supposed to be because she's not anything to me, I'm cheating on you.
So all of this, what are you wearing, baby? When will you cook for me, baby? When will you rub your hands in my hair, baby?
So-
all those things, you can't really be texting it to her because
I shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
She's nothing to me. She's nothing
So
to
that's
me.
a form of cheating.
Yes.
That's
It
the
is-
first step.
Yes. It's a form of cheating. If I am having a conversation with her, which is not anything to me, that I'm supposed to have that conversation with you.
That's a form. So if somebody did that to you, so the reverse, your girlfriend, you found out that she was having those kinds of chats, what the kids call sexting these days, that kind of very provocative back and forth, would that be enough to say, I don't want to deal with this girl
No,
anymore?
I will set a boundary.
Okay, I don't want you talking to that guy.
Yes. I will have to make things clear.
Right.
As in, to put a stop to it.
What if she buys you a pair of brand new leather shoes, the ones that you've been eyeing, very high and expensive? Is that enough for you to make you forget
a gift?
what she's been doing?
A gift is not bad.
So
Let me
you
put
collect
that.
it, you
I will
accept
take
it.
But I shouldn't take that gift to give her the chance to continue to do what Adam is trying to do into Amma. You understand? It shouldn't be in that trend.
As for Miss Judy, as long as the gift is good enough, you can get away with
No.
with it.
That is why.
No, Miss Judy, if it's a brand new wardrobe, Miss Judy will just
I'll collect.
You will take it. That is why Adam tries to continue the way he's dealing with Amma, because he thinks that, or he feels that if I give you that gift and you let everything go, the next time I will repeat the same thing. I'll get you something that is bigger than what I gave you.
I want to defend Adams here.
Hey, well, Miss Judy, you are going to be, I think, quite alone on that defense line, because I'm getting some messages
The way
fast
we are
and
all
thick,
bashing
and we'll
him.
get into that.
The way we are all bashing
Say
him.
something for Adam. Say
The
something
thing
for
is,
Adam.
We all have different love languages.
Fair.
Sometimes we don't try to learn what our partner wants.
Okay.
We try to love that partner in
The way
that
we
want.
want.
It's possible that is how he feels that when he does that, the lady is going to forgive him. They've been together for 4 years. You don't know what happened between that time. So it's possible that he knows how much this lady loves gifts and all that. He's acting remorseful.
So is he using that against
No,
her
he's
because he
not.
knows that, oh, I'm a dear.
Yes,
She
me man
likes
who
this.
ca-
Me
me
man,
talk
me
her
talk
for
her
man
now.
now.
Then I'll get
She will
my
let
way.
everything go.
That is how he's showing that he's very remorseful and he's willing to change.
Everybody has a price, Anna.
Everybody has a price. But he feels like that's what would make the woman forgive him.
Miss Judy, what is your price? So let's say, Miss Judy, let's say, for example, touch wood, God forbid, you are in a loving relationship, marriage, and your husband comes one day with an outside baby. I've gone and impregnated somebody, and now there's a baby involved. Baby, don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. And then he buys first class tickets to Dubai for you and your mom and maybe your sisters or your brothers to go and enjoy yourself in Dubai. Would that soften the pain, some of that pain? Will it lower the
It
impact?
wouldn't.
You still feel
If
the
I'll
same?
forgive you. It's not about the gifts.
Or you go and cry in Dubai?
And no,
You
exactly.
collect the tickets, go
I'll
and cry in
collect and
Dubai.
go, but I can still go and come and not forgive you.
Fair.
So the gift is just his way of showing how sorry he is. Not necessarily I'll do it again, so accept this and let it go. That's how I feel.
So then the next time it happens and there's a transgression and at this time he presents you with something, would you collect it or would you say, no, it's looking like now that's what you want to do?
Why
Will you put a stop to it?
Her mistake is not having a frank conversation with him when it happened the first time. I believe, as he said, boundaries should have been laid. You know that he stays at work late. He's having something to do with this lady in the office. So you didn't have to wait to see text messages. The moment the first one happened, you could have sat down to lay down these rules that we are in this relationship together forever. Why don't we set boundaries? Know how to treat this woman because you've been there before. So why don't you, try to stay away from her? Let her understand that you are in a relationship. And
You know how the guys, I can imagine Adams was saying, baby, please,
Then he wasn't remorseful enough.
The next thing you know, the next morning you see on the bedside table, oh, here's a voucher to a very exclusive spa with your friends.
Spa is meant to relax.
Yes.
Me, so I'm definitely going to go with my friends and relax and chill.
Hey,
Come
Miss
back.
Judy.
With an empty light head.
For me, I would take those spa vouchers and rip them up.
Sister, you're not
Yes,
serious.
I'm not serious,
At
Miss Judy.
all.
I'm very serious. There's a few comments that are coming through on our socials. Do keep them coming at 3FM 92.7. So this one is by Fina. Fina says returning the gifts won't restore the balance. Obviously, from her right up, he is not remorseful. Instead, he's using gifts to silence her. I would suggest that she walk away, which I doubt she would. She should start laying ground rules on what she wants and communicate. Ultimately, be willing to also walk away if need be. Fina, thank you so much for that. A few more comments. This one from Marie. She says, show a man today, especially when he has shown you Me, mom, dear, I'll be driving that new car to my side boo's house. New president sets for everybody involved. Shalom and peace unto all. Marie, oh, you're wicked. Hey, Ghana girls, you're wicked. Oh, says she's gonna drive that car all the way to her new boo's place. Another comment here. This one, Jacqueline. Jacqueline says, "Please pack your bags, pack your cuckoo and your kaka, and leave, please." This is the end of the relationship. I think Jacqueline is saying. Jacqueline, is that what you're saying? That's what you've gathered from all of this. That you should pack up and go. A number of you also weighing in on the question that we're asking. Will you forgive your partner for a brand new car? We want to find out what your thoughts are. A few of you saying yes, absolutely. Cisco says depends on the situation. Kim Pablo says to Amma, he says, Amma, you wanted gifts over love. Just be honest. Yes. You want gifts more than you want love. Peter, you are shaking in agreement. You think that's where her mind is at? She seems to really want to be with Adams. Clearly, there's something there that made him really beg for her forgiveness. They're locked in.
I see something that didn't go well, I think, at the initial stage of the relationship. It's like Amma and Adam didn't actually, let me put it this way, that they did not set a goal for their relationship. That is what I see. Because if they do, and during the journey something erupts, that distraction shouldn't break down. You understand? If we have, I think one of the thing that makes relationship break down these days is that the two are not able to set a goal for themselves.
Right.
So within a short time, if challenges pops up, you see it breaking down. But if we are able to set goals for ourselves, that whether rainy or shiny, whatever happened, we want to get there. I think that will remind.
So whether cheating or no cheating,
yes, of course,
we'll get there because we are all humans.
Yes,
and that's something that people should also discuss. What happens in the event of cheating? But when you first get together, everybody is so in love. I'll never do this to you. Are the queen of my heart, king of my soul, only dear and dear. I love you forever till you die, queen of Sheba, most handsome. You think that they're the first people to ever love, Romeo and Juliet. Within a few days, you see them going their ways. That is the problem we have at the youth week of today. But Frank diagnosis, he says that many people are cheating and you are over cheating. No. You are over cheating, and that is what is causing the demise of the relationships these days. And very shortly, I'll plug the phone lines. If you want to say men and women who are those that cheat most, you will get the results right now. And the result is that the men are cheating more, or the women. That would not be the result. Peter, as for your research, we don't know your sample size. We don't know your margin of error. If we should open the phone lines. And I'm going to open the phone lines. To ask men and women, who are those? No, but normally for keeping it real, it's the men that typically call. So if the men call, they're going to say the women. So women, if you're listening to me, let's rise. I'll plug the phone lines now and you two can weigh in on this. But guys, I have a question to ask. What is your price tag? Let's say your partner has committed the ultimate transgression, something for you that would be maybe a sign of disrespect, something that in your past life you say, I'll never take this person back. But they commit that crime and, something that you would have normally walked away from. What is your price? What kind of gift would make your heart relax, Kakra? Would mellow your heart at least?
Seriously, mine is genuine remorse. It's not about... Genuine
remorse and maybe $1,000 or... And yeah, bad, but yours it has to be genuine. Yes, it's not about the gift.
Because if you give me a gift and you do it again, then I'm going to keep hurting like over and over again. Then what's the use?
But let's say as a one-time thing to say sorry. To say sorry, what would be that gift? That ultimate gift?
A trip to Dubai plus a car, everything nice. Trip, cars. And the house,
Whoa. Peter, what about you?
Mine is forgiveness.
Oh, guys, please stick with the theme. I said, what is it? What tangible gift will soften the blow for you?
You see, if...
Peter, remember my thesis.
No.
Is it a car?
I wouldn't make it a car.
Okay.
But a change of mindset. To understand that you had that change of mind, that you won't repeat what you did.
That's all you want.
Yes.
You don't want anything fancy.
If I want anything, that one would be a bonus.
So maybe what's the bonus? $1,000.
Of course, if there is some, I will.
Boxers and singlet. In any case, I see the phone lines are already blinking. Let me plug our numbers: 055-924-2717, 055-924-2717, or you can ring us on 055-6910-154. One more time: 055-6910-154. Hello, good evening. Who's calling?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Nana Kofi.
Nana Kofi, you're on air. Talk to us.
Nana Kofi.
Nana Kofi, let's hear you.
Yeah. So the guy is blackmailing the lady.
He's blackmailing the lady.
Oh yeah. I keep saying this. There's a lot of things that become food prices too. The moment you do that, you get a buyer, and they will do with it as they please. First of all, the lady is keeping a big deal for you. See, the issue here is not about a gift. The issue here is that the gentleman is not remorseful. He's buying the lady out. He's thinking that the lady should be okay because he's buying her gift. That's how come he keeps doing it. And anytime she complains, now he's shouting on her. Do you understand? This thing is not funny at all. It is not funny. It is not funny at all. You want our advice? We want us to tell you whether you should stay
Yes,
or you should leave.
please.
If
Give
you
some
use your head,
advice.
if you wouldn't use
Hey,
her
Nana
head,
Kwesi.
no. No. See, sometimes the thing is clear. It's there for you. You are suffering. You have issues. You have concerns. And you are so acting. You want me to affirm that for you. You want to die first. At the end of the day, are they even married? The story didn't say they are married. I said my boyfriend, which means they are not even married.
They only have a 1-year-old. They live together, been together
Exactly.
4 years.
Exactly. So you are there, you are suffering. This boy is cheating on you. You see, I'm putting you, worry, because you have body issues. So then what happens? What happens?
Very
We are raising
important.
a lot of men who are not understanding some of these things, that when a woman gives birth, there's no way the body will be the same again. They are not raising men to understand some of
very
these things.
true. Very
Do
important.
you
Nana
understand?
Kwesi.
So
I understand.
the moment they get there, they are looking for the next option. So what are we doing? They are looking for the next option. They are looking for the next woman to jump on. All of these things. When we pray to God, that it should show you if the person that you are with is the right person for you. And this is it all. God will not descend from heaven and come and show you anything. The signs will be there for you to see. And when it happens, don't be blind to it and be acting stupid as if you are not seeing.
Hey, Nana Kwesi, today you're very passionate. Cool down for me. Let me allow some others to call in. Nana Kwesi, thank you. Nana Kwesi is so passionate this evening. I'll jump onto my next call. Hello, good evening. Who's calling? Oh dear, apologies. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Helen.
Yes, is this Clifford? Yes, great to hear your voice. You're on air. Let's hear you.
Good evening to your guests in the studio. Helen, to me, I believe the lady is contemplating whether to send back the gift or not. To me, I would say she should keep her gift, because the point is that, when you want to look at it in perspective, men don't cheat. Why am I saying this? Men are having an opportunity to marry more than one. So I believe that a man, when you see your husband or your boyfriend dating, that doesn't mean that I'm cheating. Because assuming that if I marry 2 or 3, do you have to tell me that I'm cheating on you?
Oh, but Clifford, it's not everybody's religion that allows for plural marriage. Some is 1:1. Oh.
Is it not only Catholic churches that said that you should marry only one, but tradition you are allowed to marry more than 2, and Muslims are allowed to marry more than 2. So when you put these men together,
Clifford, this is tactics. We are using tactics.
Yeah, let me come, because the point is that potentially, because when you put 100 men, you get only 5 people who are committed to their wives. But assuming that I am from Boga, I am here. My wife is in Boga. What do you expect me to do? So when I go and pick another girl, that means I'm cheating on my wife. What if I'm planning to marry her in addition to my wife? You cannot call that one cheating. So men don't cheat. That's what I've seen it.
Okay, Cliff. Thank you for that. Cliff says men don't cheat. Let's get on to the next caller. Hello, good evening. Who's calling? Where are you calling us from? Oh dear, we might be having a problem with one of our lines. Apologies for that. Hello, good evening. Who's speaking, please?
Hello, good evening.
Hello, who am I speaking with?
It's Israel.
Israel, sure, you're on air. Let's hear you, please.
For me, what the man is doing there, I didn't buy into it because if next time he don't have the money and go do the same thing and he couldn't give anything out, how will he be able to do that? That's the first thing me I say is not fine. Because he's trying to like buy the person's mind, maybe. But secondly, men don't cheat.
Hey,
that one.
you are also joining this men don't cheat
because
brigade.
We African men were born to be like polygamous. We
Wow,
try to
wow.
bring other culture into our culture. So the ladies
Our
have to
culture,
understand
they pull the wool over our eyes.
No,
Tactics.
nowadays, lady have to understand that men will never, ever stay with one lady. It's only a few of men that will do that. So if you find out that, check out what the lady is doing, like what the man is doing to it. Does he continue doing the same thing to you? Does he behave towards you like how it used to be? If it's not going to that way, you try to sit down with him, then discuss it. But thinking of like he's cheating, so you want to go. How do you know the person you are going to meet at the end who won't cheat on you again or something like that? I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say.
I'm getting your point. Yes.
So you should sit down with him and talk to him because men cheating, I don't buy it because we are born to be like that.
We have heard it. We have heard.
No matter what.
No matter what. Thank you for your call this evening. And you too can still weigh in on the conversation. 055-924-2717. That's 055-924-2717. Alternatively, you can reach us on 055-6910154. Miss Judy, a few comments and then we'll get on to our next set of callers.
So Trisha says, I'll take the car and still ball.
You take the car and still ball.
One time. Godfred, dear sis, no place cool. Over 99% of married men have secret girls.
Hey.
So just know how to manage him. That is all.
Wow,
Change
this
at the right
statistic is
time.
really alarming. One more.
Hey, okay, so my dear, tell him how you want your man and reject the gift. Otherwise, you continue to disrespect you.
Okay.
And then later shower you with gifts just to deceive you.
Let's get on to our next caller and see what they have for us. Hello, good evening. Who's calling? Where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Hello.
Me, I'm not happy.
Hey.
This is Nana Kwesi, I'm back.
Nana.
Wait.
Yes.
My
Nana Kwesi, are we?
My two gentlemen who called, they are not representing us well.
At all.
They say they are men. They say they are the kind of men that you see. We are in this country. Do our traditional religion and cultural practices. We've raised a lot of irresponsible men who are not responsible sexually, and they go about thinking because they have pennies, they can put it anywhere. My president will say that when he travels and he wants to and he goes to take your wife, you think you are the only one who has sexual desires. Your wife, she also has sexual desires. The only difference between you and him, the only difference between you and her is that she chooses to be disciplined for you, and you, because you think you are a man, and your whole life you've been raised to think that it's okay for you to misbehave. So you think it's normal. It is not normal. It is not normal.
You're preaching.
Let's give birth to men, boys, girls, boys and girls. Let's put them in a room, and let's take away all of this prejudice, traditional, and let's raise them politically. Nothing, and let's see what will happen. We are here. We've had practices, and we've raised people in them, and they are holding on to it. And they think that is normal. Did God create Adam and Eve or Adam and Eve?
Wow, Nana Kwesi, very passionate. Let's let some calls come.
See, it's worrying. They should speak for themselves. That's what I'm saying. They should speak for themselves.
Sure. Nana Kwesi, noted.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
If you want to cheat, your woman will cheat on you. And when they do, don't come crying.
Don't come crying. Nana Kwesi, thank you for that. PSA. She also has them. Nana Kwesi, thank you for that. Hey, Nana Kwesi boy, you ended with nonsense. Wow. Who caused this? The lady who did this, you better watch your back. But Nana Kwesi makes some important points. He says that we have to start being serious about how we approach these relationships and what we allow men to get away with. Everybody that's called this evening says, oh, it's normal, you know how we did it. But guys, when the shoes on the other foot, we see how you people cry, mama, 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 mama. You can't stand the heat in the kitchen, but you always want to be in the kitchen. Very interesting perspective. Any more for us, Miss Judy, please? On Facebook, a number of you still weighing in on this. A lot of you says your price is a car. Nothing much, nothing less, nothing more, nothing less. Just a car, an apology, and you are good to go. But it can't be the norm, guys.
So Benny says, if she's still your assistant, then please expect more calls and texts. You're a very rich woman in the making, you see.
As in, she'll be making more money.
Yeah,
Because more text.
Is that the best way to go?
Good question. Miss Judy?
I don't. My dear, tell him how you want your man. I think I read this one. Okay, so Salifu. It depends on the offense. I think she should still stay.
Okay, Salifu.
So yeah, I think basically that's it.
Okay, so still overwhelmingly, I think a lot of you are skeptical about Adams's motives, and it looks as though if this behavior goes unchecked, there's going to be more cheating, and then now it's as if, well, every time something goes wrong, yours is to accept a gift and move on. And I think Amma would much rather have a different kind of relationship. Amma, if you're listening to us, as I know you said you would be, the dilemma of the week seems to have been solved. I would say about 90% of our callers, listeners, and those who've written into us on social media say you should leave. Let me squeeze in my last caller, and then we'll say goodbye. Hello, good evening. Who's speaking, please?
Hello.
Clifford,
Clifford.
We are back in the court of keeping it real. Let's have it.
I respect the argument being put by Nana Kosi, but let not us pretend, because we are all men. We know how men behave. No matter how your wife is taking care of you, assuming that I go to a program, I have to stay in a hotel. Do you think I will stay in a hotel alone? So
wow, Nana Kwesi said, say Samo. It's not everybody.
Yes,
he said, say some.
That is why I put it that 100, if you take 100%, 5% will be committed to their wife. But the 95%, will not be committed. I am not including all men. We have men who are saying that, like, when you are going to marry, they are the pastors, they are the fathers who will do the wedding for you. But at the end of it all, when you go at their back, they are having side chicks. Why are they doing that? So the point is that I am not saying that all men, but it is real. And then we have been seeing everything. So no one should pretend.
We shouldn't be naive. Yes. You are telling us women, don't be naive. It's 95%.
That is how it is. Because
all right, Cliff.
Depending on how your marriage is. So no one should say, assuming that if I have another wife aside my wife, that doesn't mean that I don't love my wife.
It means you have capacity to love more.
Yes,
Cliff,
we
have to park it here so we can say goodbye.
We'll
talk tomorrow morning, Cliff. Great to hear your voice. Cliff has a very interesting perspective, as have a lot of you. Overwhelmingly, I think everybody is saying to Amma that she has to pack it up. It's either she's going to have some hard conversations, put her foot down once and for all. Either she's going to decide that she can be bought with gifts and she'll look the other way, or she'll ultimately walk away, because as some of you are also saying, once a cheater, always a cheater.
Adam, but after Clifford called, really,
you see, Clifford has put some. Yes, Clifford said it's 95%. No. Clifford said, in his defense, he's not going to look for Clifford this evening. He said it's around car, so I don't go there with your flashlight. Now, where is Clifford? No, it's all love. He says that it's 95% of the men. So, Cliff, we'll also find out how you conducted this research and how big your sample size was and your error of margin. Lord says, hey, be lie. Oh, be scam. But it is now time for us to say goodbye. Make way for that news update at 8. This has been Keeping It Real with myself, Ella, Miss Judy, and Peter. Also, many thanks to Councillor Frank for weighing in on the situation. He says Ghanaian men have to stop cheating. Enough is enough. Cliff says 4 more to do more. In any case, next week we'll be back and we'll be getting into another very juicy dilemma. Thank you so much. Shameless plug. I'm back again tomorrow morning on Sunrise. So do make sure that you tune in. News updates coming your way.